Welcome to Hypnosis Health Info. I'm Roger Moore. It was just yesterday, which was February 3rd of 2011, that I talked about the obesity and the obesity epidemic and its impact on cities' budgets and the financial crises that's causing due to rising healthcare costs. And you know, if you've paid any attention to me at all or heard anything that I've said before or watching the videos or read much of my blog posts, you know several things about me. One is that I very strongly believe that healthcare reform is absolutely essential. It's got to happen. But the first place it happens is within each of us taking responsible for our own healthcare and reforming how we've been treating ourselves and treating our bodies. And you also know that I fully believe that the obesity epidemic and childhood obesity are very preventable. That it's about us taking responsibility for ourselves, changing our thoughts, changing our emotions, and changing our behaviors, and stop eating foolishly like we've been doing. And later yesterday I came across a Reuters article that talks about the obesity epidemic and its impact on heart disease, and what they said was a heart disease tsunami. And it says that more than 500 million people, or 1 in 10 adults worldwide, are obese, more than double the number in 1980, as the obesity epidemic spills from wealthy into poor nations, researchers said on Thursday. Overweight and obesity, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol are no longer Western problems or problems of wealthy nations. The world is getting more and more overweight and obese. Being overweight or obese raises the risk of heart disease, diabetes, some cancers, and arthritis. Hypertension, another key risk factor for heart disease, is the world's biggest killer. Obesity-related diseases account for nearly 10% of the U.S. medical spending, or an estimated $147 billion a year. In Europe, more than half adults are overweight or obese, piling pressure on already stretched healthcare budgets. The findings showed a global tsunami of cardiovascular disease, which needed to be met with population-wide efforts to cut intake of bad fats and salt and increase levels of exercise. Again, folks, we've got to take responsibility for ourselves and the food that we're putting in our mouth and the food that we're putting in the mouths of our children and what we're serving our kids in school. And each of us needs to get out and take responsibility for getting our body moving, getting off the couch and start creating activity in our lives and getting our kids involved, our families involved in being physically active. And if you look around here at Hypnosis Health Info, you'll see other articles where I've talked about obesity actually being contagious. And by that, what the studies are showing is that if you hang out with fat friends, most likely you're going to end up putting on weight yourself. If you have friends who are overweight and you go out and you socialize with them, you be with them, you eat at their house, you do things together with them, you know, we go into that trance of wanting to be accepted, wanting to be involved with our friends and do what everybody else does, and we start eating those high fat and high sugar foods, high calorie foods, and we eat too much and too fast, and we eat mindlessly, and we drink lots of alcohol, and the pounds come on, and we end up joining our friends. If your friends are all slender, they're all at a healthy weight, odds are you're more likely to be a slender person. And of course there's exceptions to every rule, but overall the research shows that you know, the more overweight people you hang with, the greater the odds are that you're going to gain weight. And you know, it used to be that poor nations didn't have the issue of obesity. It was a Western phenomenon. But as restaurants like McDonald's and Pizza Hut and KFC and Western foods, the hamburgers, the French fries, the hot dogs, the pizza, as they have spread throughout the world, people are starting to eat the way that we eat in this country and then get the diseases that we have. Cancer, arthritis, diabetes, hypertension, heart disease. And so folks, we really do have to take responsibility for what we're eating, how much we're eating, and our weight, and to get our bodies out moving and active. And in my book, Becoming Slender for Life, I give you lots of tools and lots of direction on how you can safely and healthily take weight off, and most importantly, keeping it off. And one of the things that I always tell new Slender for Life clients is that the last 2 chapters of my book are truly about remaining slender for the rest of your life. Slender for Life isn't about getting to a goal weight and then going back to Ben & Jerry's and McDonald's and the cookies and putting all the weight back on. Slender for Life truly is about getting to your goal and, most importantly, staying there throughout the rest of your life. And it's about learning tools such as self-hypnosis, how to give yourself suggestions, take yourself deeply relaxed, and bring yourself back up so that you can be calm, you can be relaxed. You can give yourself suggestions about being excited about going out and exercising, getting out of bed in the morning, getting off the couch, whatever it is, and getting your body moving. So that you can check in and see with yourself, you know, am I truly physically hungry, or am I bored or stressed or upset? And, you know, there's never going to be enough potato chips or chocolate chips or ice cream or any cookies or any other food that's going to satisfy boredom or anger or fear or hurt or sadness. It's just not going to happen. Again, that would be like stopping at the gas station to put gas in an already full gas tank when the oil light's what's going off, and ignoring the oil light. You want to pay attention and check the oil light and check the amount of oil in your car to keep your car running long term. And that's what we need to do with ourselves. When we recognize emotions and behaviors that are going on, we need to deal with the emotions, deal with the thoughts, deal with the behaviors, change our thoughts, change our emotions, change our behaviors. Start eating healthy, exercise, and let's put an end to this tsunami. We can do that. I'm Roger Moore, and this is Hypnosis Health Info.